Mahalo nui for staying so late, and I know it's been a long week for you guys going to all the different islands. Really appreciate it. My name is Shelley Muneoka. I'm a resident, born and raised in Heiga, Udi on the windward side of this island. And I'm strongly opposed to the PLDC. I've been following it since it passed out of the legislature last year and was so shocked. And I think a lot of even legislators were also shocked. And also I think ashamed that their name was put voting yes on it. And the way it went through the legislature is really sneaky and I think indicative of the process from the very beginning. So for Hawaiians, the intention is very important, and I think the fact that it started out that way is not good. Yeah. So usually when I come out to testify against something, I have to make a clever sign or something that will help stick in people's mind about our position and how we feel. But with the PLDC, I didn't even have to do that because the Public Land Development Corporation says it all. Those words do not belong together. From the very beginning, that first word, the public and Native Hawaiians have been left out of this process, and that's why people are so upset. And I really do feel for you guys who've just been getting blasted for a week, and I think that's a testament to the fact that people are like, whoa, when did this happen? These are supposed to be public lands. This affects us. How did we not know? Yeah? Why are we only being asked to weigh in on this after it's already been established? How come nobody asked, is this a good idea in the first place? Because we're all suffering from the economic downturn and all of those things, but nobody asked us, are we so desperate that it's come to this? But now it's established, and now you want input on the rules, and I think it's precisely why people have not been on topic in your meetings. I'm sure it's been very frustrating for you. For me, the ask to comment on the rules is basically asking me for input on how to best exploit our aina, how to best exploit our kupuna, and that's not a conversation I'm ready to have now or ever, really. And really the only thing I'm interested in talking about is stopping the PLDC. There are no rules that will mitigate the intent to rapidly develop Hawaiian national lands with or without payment to OHA. With payment to OHA does not do anything for me. It's not about that. Yeah, so Act 55 must be repealed. With my short time tonight, I just want to talk, of course, about Article 19. The exemptions are the most concerning thing for me. I'm not misinformed. I know you guys are subject to Chapter 343, the EIS, but I'm really irritated at the glossing over the importance, the bigness of the exemption over the county zoning laws and construction standards, because those are not frivolous things, and if they were frivolous, we wouldn't have them in the first place. Are PLDC projects inclined to have special qualities that make them have less impact on our aina? Of course not. The notion is laughable. Sorry, not wrap up. When I look at your frequently asked questions about the exemptions, it says the PLDC may choose to follow the laws and construction standards, but when did the law become optional? The fact that you expect us to just believe that you'll opt to follow the law when you don't have to is insulting. I think that's why people are so angry. Yeah? The fluffiness of the laws is disrespectful and insulting because people want to know, will or our lands be protected or not? When asked about the criteria of how will you determine whether or not a project will be approved, and the answer on here was they'll be evaluated individually on their own merits based on the information submitted by the developer. That means nothing. It means nothing. And that's very concerning to people. If you have no mechanism to say no, we will assume that you will keep saying yes. We don't want that. That's unacceptable, yeah. So finally, the Department of Land and Natural Resources should not be in the business of land development. The value of a natural resource should never be measured by how much revenue it can generate. This kind of thinking and practice inevitably leads us to the exploitation of our natural resources, which DLNR is supposedly charged with protecting against the exploitation of those resources. The housing of the PLDC under DLNR is antithetical to the existence of DLNR's vision and existence. So again, there are no rules that will make the PLDC pono or even more palatable. And if you don't want to get more of these angry kind of blasting emails, please heed what people are saying. And ask yourself, why are people, hundreds of people sitting for hours and hours and hours, what do they have to gain? And I think more precisely, what do we have to lose? I think people of all kinds are coming out because we sense what is at risk. For some people, it's the loss of public land. For some, the loss of their democracy. For Kanaka Maoli, what's at stake is our history and our future. Our ancestral memory and our connection to Aina, our genealogy that leads us right back to land, is what orients us to our future. So this is very serious for us, and I want you to keep that in mind, the sincerity of people when they come to testify here. Mahalo.